Okay, so Michele, thanks for being here. Thanks for your time for this interview. I wanted to start asking about you coming back to Chile. What are your thoughts about that? Your feelings about this?
Well, first time I was in Chile was 2007, and we had so much fun. It was a very interesting night since the bass player got lost, and I played bass. I don't know if you were there. Maybe you were too young.
No, I was too young, yeah, but I
Okay,
heard about the story. That was
that,
actually
that
one
was that
of
was
the
the best
questions.
show, and the people were the nicest. I remember the roaring of the people. I was so impressed. I still remember that. And then I came with Whitesnake a few years ago. I think it was 2019, the Flesh and Blood tour. And yeah, I mean, people were super nice. And I have this feeling about South America because my dad used to go to Venezuela all the time
Okay,
for work since 1981. So the first time I got in South America was 85,
okay.
long time ago. So there's a good connection with South America. I know there's so many great uh, places. The people are warm. You know, you
And
guys know how
uh,
to.
and before touring, had you visit Chile before touring, or
Oh,
you came here
I
for the
know.
first time with the?
2007 and 2019. That's all.
Okay, okay. So yeah, about that concert where the bass player got lost. What's your best memory about that night?
Well, that thing that I played bass. And actually, after a few years, I think after 3 years, I started playing bass for real.
Okay,
So not I always played bass, but very badly. In fact, that night I didn't even know the songs. But
okay.
I need to. Okay, this is this key. Okay, maybe I figure it out.
Yeah, I heard
And
you had to change the set list a little bit because you didn't know some of the songs
no,
and had to
no,
wait
we
for the
didn't.
bass player to
No, we
arrive.
didn't. We didn't change. I
Oh,
just went
really?
by ear. I have a good
Oh,
ear,
okay.
but
Okay,
the
okay.
thing is that what bothered me is that we played in a whole half step down. That
Oh,
means when you
okay.
tune the guitar,
Yeah, yeah,
it's
yeah.
not E, it's E flat. So
Yeah.
that bothers me so much as a keyboard player because
Yeah.
when I hear a E, I want to be able to hear a E in my bass.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
it's that was the only thing that bothered me. But I really had so much fun for that game. Yeah.
So, how did the coming back to Vision Divine happen? Who started the talks? Whose idea was this? How did this happen?
Well, when I left Vision Divine in 2008 was because basically the band wasn't the same as the one
Hmm.
that I joined in 2003.
Hmm.
So I was not satisfied with the new members, and I've seen people comes and go to the band, and when that happens, it's hard to commit. So I decided to leave and do my own band called Killing Touch, and we did release an album, and it was great and whatever. Then every time the lead singer would leave or was left or was let go, me and Olaf would talk. But I remember once we met and I told him this is not the right time for me to rejoin.
Hmm.
Basically, I said, I'm very happy with what I have. I was touring with Whitesnake. I was the happiest guy on earth, and I didn't want to go back to fix stuff because I was super happy. Last year, when he called me, I thought, oh, maybe he needs me to give him some names to replace the singer. And he asked me, would you consider to rejoin? I said, I didn't expect that. So I told him, you know what? Let's meet and have a dinner just
Yeah.
for fun. Let's just talk. So because I had no idea what they've been through for 17 years.
Hmm.
Of course, he knew that I joined Whitesnake. That I did my whole career, and I knew something, but I didn't listen to the albums that they did after me. Not because I was a snob. It's just that I have so many things to do that and then if you listen, you need to say what you think,
Yeah.
and I don't want
Yeah.
that. So basically, he told me everything that happened during these years, and I've noticed they released 4 albums after me in 18 years,
Hmm.
which is not a lot if you think about it. And during my time, 4 years and a half, we released 3 albums and a DVD. So that made me realize that our time together was very intense. And I think we had something with the original lineup. That's why when I joined, one of the main focus for me was to have the same people that I joined when I joined. So I wanted Oleg Smirnoff back. I wanted the whole package. Otherwise, there's no chance to do something interesting. I need to feel at ease,
Yeah.
And so we agreed on that, and everything just came very natural. And now the band is. I know you've been hearing this for many bands, but now we really have fun. We rehearse a lot, even if we don't live near to each other.
Mm-hmm.
So we actually took it very seriously this time, maybe more than 20 years ago, just for the sake of doing it and just to put the music in first. If there's one thing that I love about my band is that it doesn't matter how we dress and how we act and how we talk and whatever. The music comes first, and the personality of the players needs to be displayed very vividly. That's why I really think that my bandmates now are great.
Yeah. So now you're focused on touring. You're coming to South America and everything. After touring, are there any plans for new music, or you plan on touring some more, or what's the future for Vision Divine now?
Well, the future is very vivid. As a matter of fact, I'm very, very busy now because I'm producing with Olaf the new EP.
Okay.
We already brought 3 songs, and so we're going to release an EP with 3 more songs, new ones that we just recorded, and the concept, it's about time. So basically, the concept, it's about realigning after 18 years. There's one song called 18. That's been the time that I was not in the band. So we said, let's put this great feeling of getting back together and do something and put that into music and also in lyrics. So I'm writing the songs with Olaf and Oleg, and lyrics are me and Olaf. And so we took the production side of it, and tomorrow we're going to record the drums. Guitars, keyboards, and bass are done. I wanted to record the drums at last, like they did in the 70s.
Okay.
And then after that, I'm going to record here all the vocals. So I'm going to be pretty busy for the next month. And I don't know when it's going to be released, but we need to be sure that it's going to sound great. I'm going to master it.
Cool.
I have a mastering studio, so I've done my own work over the last 10 years, and that's why we really enjoyed this side, because we can really take control of every side of sound and details. That's what we do it that for, just for the music.
So after being away from the band 18 years, how do you feel about the love that people have for the Michele Luppi era of Vision Divine? Because people really appreciate the time you were singing on the band.
Oh, you're very nice by saying that. I was impressed. I didn't take it for granted, especially because nowadays you can be great one day and then nobody remembers you after that. So, I mean, as you know me a little bit, I never cared about image and stuff. I only care about music, and I always try to develop and grow. And so after 18 years, I would think that going back to listen to those songs, I would find stuff that I didn't like. Actually, I loved it. All the things that bothered me in the past don't bother me as much now on those records, except for the production of 25th Hour that I don't like. And the songs were fresh, and you need to be in shape to sing the songs. Because now I have and that's what the other people in the band, everybody improved. When we got together in the rehearsal room, I was very surprised that everybody improved in their own way.
Yeah.
Especially Olaf, I was very impressed by him. And because when I was in the band, he was also the manager. He was doing so many things, and playing guitars was the last of his thoughts. And I was the new guy in the band, and it wasn't just the right time. Now we just did the Metal Italia Festival in Italy, and so many people showed up after 20 years. I mean, well, we came We didn't go to any concert for the last 20 years, but today we had to come.
Yeah.
I think what really hit it off back then was the DVD.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Was the fact that we released the DVD when very few bands did. Only big bands did DVD.
Yeah.
And that was a good idea because that people could relate to pictures, to players. So when we put together the same band as Stream of Consciousness, almost the same band, just the drummer was different. I think there was a lot of, not nostalgia, but was a way to retake, if you can say that, what was left.
Yeah.
It's like
feeling at home, kind of.
And the people were not, they knew the lyrics.
Yeah.
And they were actually surprised that we sang the songs not in a technical metal way. We sang the songs like they were songs.
Yeah.
That's what I love about this band. Everything's about the songs. People come to see us to sing those songs. They want us to sing those songs, and in that way. And I was very pleased because I have to tell you this: when you play in a big band like Whitesnake, you would expect that everybody, every fan from my metal era would show up. Nobody did.
Yeah.
And you would expect that every Whitesnake fan would come and see us it's different. It's like you play soccer.
Yeah.
People know soccer players. You play tennis. It's different.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So you talked a little bit about how everyone in the band has improved in their own way. How do you feel? Do you feel your style has changed, maybe, or the way you make music or sing has changed in these 18 years?
Well, I think, as I said before, every album that I did was a challenge. When I did the first album with Vision Divine, I wanted to see if I could sing a whole album properly and do arranging all the choruses and stuff. Then I said, I need to sing more in your face. Then I did The Perfect Machine. Then I need to improve my timing in a way, or I need to improve my low end. So I think what changed in me is the tone.
Okay.
That's what everybody in the band told me. Well, you have a super bigger tone that you didn't have when you sang these songs 20 years ago. You sounded like a little kid back then. Now you sound like a guy that's grown up but still can hit the right notes. Because sometimes when the tone gets lower, but it's not about low notes, it's about low harmonics.
Yeah.
And so I listen to every kind of music, and I try. In my approach in music, I don't think it changed. It's like it's me. It's me, and it's my voice. It's my approach. I know sometimes I put too many words on songs, but that's me.
Yeah.
So I don't care if I'm not easy listening like Queen. Everybody loves Queen. I don't try to be anybody else. That's what I like about Vision Divine. We put the personality to the band instead of trying to holding it back to make a group. We need to, create something. And so that something needs to have everything.
Yeah.
The guitar player, the heavy hand, the idea of the keyboards, my background vocals, and my voice. So basically, I think we have better skills now to do things in an easier way, but not in a more simple way.
Yeah.
So the songs are always complicated because that's what we like, but the approach is to make them sound easy. I think that the beauty of music, when you listen to something, and it seems easy. Okay, that's easy. Then you try to play it or sing it, and it's hard to do it. And sometimes it's very hard things that you listen. I don't want to mention any names of bands, but sometimes, that's very complicated. That's just math and memories. You have to memorize stuff. It's not being that artistic in a way.
Yeah.
So now we, as I said before in other interviews, I think the dynamics, we need to be able to deliver every kind of songs, the ballad, the speed song, the hard rock song. They all have to sound in their own way instead of having a band playing the same way from start to finish to the concert. That's what my main focus is. I hope it makes sense.
Yeah, no, it totally makes sense. I mean, I'm a musician too, so I totally
Oh, what do
understand.
you play?
I play guitar. I'm actually opening the concert with my band.
Really?
Yeah, here in Chile.
That's great then.
Yeah,
Thank you. Thanks for being there.
yeah, of course. So you've been part of a lot of projects, right?
Hmm?
Yeah, I mean, you even played with Umberto Tosi on his world tour. So,
2 years.
so you have played in a lot of different kinds of music. So, what makes you keep playing? You know, what's your motivation? Because every musician has a different motivation for this.
Oh, well, um, music is it's my religion in a way. So I don't want to talk about spiritual things, but I believe in many things that I can't start talking about. Otherwise, you think I'm crazy. But all these things make sense when I relate and use music to understand, especially understand myself. Because when you grow up, you have people around you that trying to telling you that you can do things, that you should do this, you should do that, and you feel guilty for being free to make your own choices.
Yeah.
So I think music is the way for me to not getting crazy and adapt and become normal in a way. So that's how I develop my personality. And of course, when you play music, you play with other people, and so you learn how to respect other people, and that's the hard part to respect others. And how do I keep my flame burning? I always study, but not just music and composers and singers. Here's the thing: I never listen to singers.
Okay.
Never. In
Interesting.
fact, I've been asked, "Who's your influences?" If there's something that I'm really proud of me as a singer is that I never ever copied anybody. And the reason is, and I'm very proud of this, you can hear my style because I sing Deep Purple songs, Mr. Big, Kiss, Whitesnake. Of course, you can tell that my music, but that's my music influences. My vocals, when they ask me who's your singer, three voices: my mom, my dad, and a guy that used to double documentaries back in the 80s when I was a kid.
Okay.
He never sang, but I liked to be able to use my voice as an instrument. And matter of fact, I was a keyboard player way before I started singing.
Mhm.
So when I started singing, I said, it's like when you talk and you make a joke like somebody else's joke. It's not your joke.
Yeah.
So when you copy someone, I feel something in my legs, just like when you steal something,
Yeah.
And I never wanted that. As a keyboard player, of course I did. My influences are so easy to figure it out. Greg
Yeah.
Giuffria was my hero. And so Greg Giuffria and all, I can mention many of them. And when I play bass, it's not that I copy. I like the style of him, and I put the style of him. When it's come to my voice, I need to be able to be true to myself.
Mhm.
And let me tell you, this is hard because when you sound like someone else, it's easy for people to tell, oh, you're good, because they have somebody to compare you to.
Yeah.
And when you sing in a certain way that is not anybody's, of course, yeah, he's a rock singer. But if they pay attention to what I do, there's a lot of soul, there's a lot of funk, and there's a lot of pop, and there's a lot of notes that I sing, especially my vocal lines, that are not actually very easy. You're a musician, right?
Yeah.
So you would expect me to sing certain notes on the scale, right? If you
Yeah.
go back to listen to my stuff, the reason why every verse is different in my songs is because I always compose different verses, and instead of choosing one, I say, let's keep both of them.
Yeah.
I don't try to be nice. I try to be I try to be real to what I love.
Mhm.
I need to get excited. So my voice really sucked when I started, totally. But at least it was mine.
Yeah.
That's why the first release was Stream of Consciousness. I was 30 years old. I could release my old album when I was 24, but I refused, even if they offered me money. But I said, no, I'm not ready, because once people perceive you in a certain way, then you're never going to change.
Yeah.
It's like old people. When you deal with old people, if they see you as a kid, you're always the kid, even when you're 51, like me, you know. So I said, I need to wait. I need to wait until I feel I'm ready.
Yeah.
And so if I go back and listen to my stuff, of course, there are so many things that I would change, but it was always me. And most of all, I was always the one recording myself.
Okay.
Always did produce my vocals on my own. So I got the basic tracks and I did everything. I closed myself in my studio for hours and weeks and months. And I did all the background vocals are all real. I never used any plugins and shit like that, because I needed to learn. So every time I record, I needed to learn something. Like, either if the Perfect Machine, I needed to be stronger. When I did the Killing Touch album, I needed to be faster. I wanted my voice. I mean, I'm sure you know everything about gear. I developed a certain preamp for my voice that was the fastest.
Okay.
So I could actually design all my vocal melodies. Sometimes they were crazy, especially when you go very high. You need a fast response.
Yeah.
And so I do a lot of research. So basically, the research that I do are sounds, tubes, of course, music, but not. I love sounds. I think music it's a bunch of sounds, not a bunch of notes.
Yeah, I mean, I feel it's like a mix between.
Of course,
things.
You need to rely on notes because it's a language.
Yeah.
But there's so many ways to play the chords, the same chords in so many ways, and the way that affects your soul, it's not in your brain. When I start playing with Tommy Aldridge, he changed my life. He has a way to feel the time in your belly and your head completely different. And so I said, you know what? I always use my head. And the first rehearsal that I did with WHITESNAKE, I felt like I was 15 again. I said, like, I don't know shit. Because I need to play with my instinct, not with my head. With my head, it's safe.
Yeah.
But it's not exciting. So what I'm trying to do now with Vision Divine, use that. And don't think too much about notes and stuff. I need to be real. And if I do mistakes, it's okay. I don't have to. Of course, I try not to. But it's not like not doing mistakes. It's about feeling the way you should feel when you sing. So you shouldn't listen to yourself when you sing. You just deliver.
Yeah.
And that's what I learned with WHITESNAKE. That's how I changed my approach in Vision Divine now that I'm back in with the band.
It's an interesting approach, actually.
It's very natural.
Yeah.
It's funny. You want to do something funny. This is not a joke. This is very serious. I did on TEDx. I did a speech 3 years ago with my research about the left, about the thing that I think everybody's lefty in a way, especially with their hearings. So if you play your guitar, I don't know your rig or whatever, but you play guitar and you keep your amp on your right, you're going to play great. Feel your tone. You're going to feel that you can hold it. If you put the amp in your left, you're going to do a lot of mistakes that you were not expecting. And you're not going to be able to keep the package together. So there's so many things about music and sounds that are way more interesting than whatever songs was recorded in the 60s. So that's what
really
keeps me alive. A matter of fact, I just released my own cable.
Oh.
Since you're a musician, I can talk to you about this.
Yeah.
I developed my cable. I needed to have a cable that was super fast responding, that wouldn't compress my voice. I hate compression. And also when I sing live, you'll see that I don't use in-ears. I don't use wedges. I just sing with my own voice without having any monitors.
Okay.
And why? Because I don't hold back. This way, I just leave it go. I use my pitch in my head to sing proper pitch, of course. I have perfect pitch, but sometimes it's a pain in the ass sometimes. But it's not a pain in the ass because you don't have to have your sound back.
Yeah.
So I developed this cable. It took 10 months. And it was done just for me. And then they selling it because it works.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and I did like a test with like 100 singers, and you could. I mean, it's not the cable; it's what you do with the cable.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm sure you use digital stuff, you use tubes, you use stuff. When you use digital, there's a latency that
Yeah.
makes your wrist like that.
Yeah.
I hate that. That's why I still
Okay.
use cables. I know I'm less free on stage, but sound is what matters to me. Even if
Okay.
it's a concert, even if people need to see that, I really hope people enjoy seeing me singing instead of me jumping and singing out of tune or with a weird sound.
Yeah.
You know, there's other people that can do it way better than me. So I need to do what I want to do.
Yeah. So, Michele, again, thanks for this interview. It's been really fun for me.
Thank
Uh,
you.
any words for your fans in Chile and South America that are waiting to see you again here with Vision Divine?
Well, just again, follow the band and follow what we're doing, because we're not people that actually use Vision Divine just for the sake of making few concerts. We're really working hard on this. Matter of fact, I talk with Olaf all the time, and I took away many commitment that I had, so we actually focus on the band. So we need to give this band a chance. So please be with us and come to the show, and and feel free to tell us your favorite songs, your favorite whatever approach, and I'm sure the new songs are going to be great. I mean, I'm so proud of them.
Well, again, thank you so much for your time. It's been a pleasure, and well,
Thank you.
I'll see you in November.
Yes, we'll see you there. Then we'll exchange numbers and we will have a talk.
Yeah.
We have plenty of time. All right.
Yeah. Yeah,
Maybe
we
we'll
have
do
to keep
something
talking about
together.
music.
Yeah, maybe we'll do something together. We can record stuff and whatever.
Yeah,
You
it
know.
would be great.
Yep.
Okay,
All right.
then. Take care.
Ciao.
Ciao.
Have a nice day. Ciao, ciao.
You too.